Hi, this is Amy with the Hag Reads. I am here today to talk about just one book. It's another Ambrose Ibsen book. If you've been watching my videos, I have read, I think this is the fifth or the sixth one now. These are books that my son is really into right now. They're supernatural suspense, haunting, paranormal activity, evil entity, cursed land kind of stories. This one is called Whispering Corridors. It is a standalone, much in the vein of pretty much everything else I've read by Ambrose Ibsen. So we're in a college town, but not a huge college, you know. And we have two characters, a male and a female. Eric is from the town, and so he grew up there. And then we have Lydia, who's has wealthy parents and kind of has her, she's kind of a free spirit, does whatever she wants. And she is a film major at college. And I don't know that it ever really says what his major is. But the dynamic between them in this is that he's kind of an easygoing, laid-back guy. And she is kind of overbearing and pushy, and when she can't get what she wants from him, at least in this storyline, and this may not have been the whole history of their friendship, but at least in this storyline, when she can't get what she wants out of him in terms of help for her project that is going to be what this story is about, she's actually very mean-spirited, taunting him and basically saying he's not man enough to help her out with this project, and bringing up negative aspects of his past, just being a little mean and vicious about the whole thing. So as with most places, there is an abandoned rundown house, but it's kind of in an older rundown part of town, and it is the only building left standing on this street. And he muses briefly at some point in the book as to why it's actually still standing, because the doors and windows are never locked, but nobody ever goes in there. So it's the only one on the block, and it's said to be haunted. And their boogeyman in here is called the Upside Down Man. And there's a little bit of a backstory to that. You'll have to read the book if you want to know what it is. But he walks around on the ceiling, and it's said if you go in the house, the upside down man starts watching you while you're in the house. And then when you leave, he continues to watch you through windows and mirrors and reflective surfaces for 3 days. And then you disappear. He comes to get you while you're sleeping. So, it's the kind of thing we've seen in countless horror movies, in any number of books. The boogeyman's gonna come get ya. And so Lydia decides that she, Eric kind of shares this story with her, and then she decides that this is what she wants to make a documentary about. It's gonna be, she's becomes, as the book goes on, more and more not compelled, but more and more driven by the idea of making her mark on the world. And Eric just doesn't get it, because they're like 22, 23. They're not even done with their college. He's like, you've got your whole life to make your mark on the world. Why are you so desperate for this one project that he's not really interested in? Because he grew up in the town, and he does, and she does some candid shots of him talking about the legend, and he almost feels like she's kind of mocking him, like, because, he grew up with this story, maybe has a little internal fear about it. It makes him feel anxious. And so she's kind of putting him into this documentary. She never asks him. She just turns on the camera and assumes that she can film him talking about this and about various other aspects of the story as the plot goes on. And I thought that was, that's kind of a shitty thing to do if that's your friend. But she does, and he puts up with it. So They pick up the equipment they need. They're going to do like some outside exterior shots and, you know, kind of scouting the area. And then they decide they're going to go in the house and kind of scout it and do a quick little video of it, and place the lights. And then they're going to come back and film the whole thing. And so, of course, I think we all know it's a horror novel that could be a Netflix B movie. They go in the house and dun dun dun, the upside down man is real. And so the rest of the story is kind of the fallout from them going in the house and their relationship and the things they catch on video and all of that. And surprise ending, of course, there's always a twist at the end. Of all of Ambrose Ibsen's books that I've read so far, I liked this one best. You know, I think that there's kind of this trend now to do endings that are not everybody lived happily ever after. So the ending of this was kind of interesting. I gave it a good solid 3 stars. It was entertaining. It was interesting. I found the backstory to be just sufficient enough. And, you know, I thought it had good play with the supernatural elements. So, if you like this sort of thing, if you are, I keep saying, I think these are geared towards older YA readers and the new adult category that they've made for books. It's on Goodreads as adult fiction, but for the type of story it is, I think that it has a broader appeal to a younger reader. And as with most of his other writing, or I think all of it, there's not, you know, these characters are friends, but they don't appear to be lovers. In the previous one, The Winthrop House, it was 3 friends, but it wasn't this, you know, 2 guys trying to get the same girl. It wasn't a couple and their friend. It was just 3 friends. In A House by the Sea, it was a family with 2 children. So you're not getting any type of relationship, you know, like love interest sort of stuff. And you're not getting any like love triangles, stuff like that. So I think that's probably why I like these, and that may be why my son likes them too, because he kind of is bleh about every book has to have a love story in it as well. He just likes the supernatural suspense kind of stuff. And so I think these appeal to him in that way. And it appeals to me the same way, because I don't think every book, regardless of genre, needs to also include a couple in a relationship, or 3 people vying for, you know, 2 men or 2 women vying for one guy's attention, or 2 couples together. It's nice to see some stories where it's just the story with friends and, you know, what they go through without also a love story built into it. And so there is absolutely not, in Ambrose Ibsen's book, there's 0 sex. But there are young people doing, you know, stupid things and getting themselves killed. So if that appeals to you, I would highly recommend this book. That is actually all I have for today. And I will be back tomorrow with another video of some sort. Maybe a book video, maybe not. Happy whatever time of day it is for you. If you watched to the end, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.